Hi, I'm Matt with Gunfighter Resource Group, and I'm here to talk about uh, something that I've seen today since September 11th, 2001. I know this was happening before 9/11, but it seems like this is more common now. And sometimes in life, there's things that just become normal. You know, no one's quite sure how these shortcuts came to be, but they just become acceptable. And one of these is what I've heard over and over again from law enforcement officers as you can beat the charges, but you can't beat the ride. Uh, what that says to me is we can file charges on you for anything we want to file charges on you and then let the courts deal with it. It's egregious. It pisses me off. Kent Williams, a vice principal in California, was just arrested the last month for unlawful carrying of a firearm. He was carrying his concealed weapon at school. He has a California license, and California law allows him to carry in school. He told the police officer that while he was getting put in cuffs. The officer didn't investigate it. He didn't review charges. He didn't pull out his fancy phone. He didn't flip through the penal code book. He just said, "You're in violation of the California's Gun-Free School Zone Act, and you're under arrest." And they filed charges, and the district attorney said this is obviously not the case, and dropped charges. But now what? Now this good man, who did everything right, who somehow magically obtained a California handgun license, which is easier to catch a unicorn than to get a license in California. And now he has to fix his name. No, screw that. He's filing charges. He's filing a lawsuit against the city, rightfully so. There's no accountability. Law enforcement officers can arrest you for anything. There's no accountability. There's a difference between what's legal and what's right. If you're a police officer, you're not 100% sure that the reason you got a guy in cuffs is the reason to charge him with a crime, then you shouldn't charge him with the crime. And I'm all about having a suspect in handcuffed in the back of your car. Awesome. But do a little bit of research before you throw the book at them. You know, another example is a friend of mine, Terry Holcomb. Terry was carrying a black powder pistol in Austin at the Capitol, Texas, and he was arrested for unlawful carrying a weapon or disorderly conduct. I don't quite remember what it was. The charges were dropped because he didn't violate a crime. Because in Texas and federally, a black powder pistol of that type is not considered a firearm. And believe me, Terry carries that black powder pistol everywhere now. He even showed the police officers the penal code book, and one of the officers even got his penal code book and read it and said, "It doesn't matter, we're going to arrest you." And they arrested him for something that they knew wasn't a crime. They arrested him to get him out of the street. Now, before you say anything, if you're not from Texas, you understand that in Texas, with a concealed handgun license, I can carry my handgun in the state capitol. I can walk right around the metal detectors and go in and talk to the governor carrying a firearm. I can talk to the senators and all those guys carrying a firearm in the Capitol. What's also important to know is that all the people around Terry Holcomb were carrying AR-15s and AK-47s. Terry was the one that was arrested. Every 2 years in Texas, the laws kind of change. That's when the legislative sessions are in place. Your state may be different. And it's not right of any one of us to expect the police officers to know every single law. You just can't do it. I don't do it. No lawyer does. That's why they have to investigate these charges and argue on your behalf. But some of the big ones changed, and it's important to know. It's been over a year since switchblades became legal in Texas. September 1st of last year, switchblades became legal. I can't tell you how many cops I run into that still don't know or understand that switchblades are legal. A lot of them think it has to do with assisted opening. It's not the case. The word switchblades has actually been removed from the Texas Penal Code. So I can carry this knife. It's just a normal opening knife. I can carry my new knife here. You guys may have seen it. My Microtech Combat Trudon. This thing's a beast. These are both legal knives in Texas. And here's the truth. I can be arrested for either one of these. A police officer can throw me in jail for this knife. He can throw me in jail for this knife. It comes down to the district attorney dropping charges, or sometimes even a judge dropping charges. So It's their responsibility, and I demand it. I demand you, as a law enforcement officer, if you're watching this, I demand you to be better at your job. Do better. Protect and serve. That's all I got for today. Today is the anniversary of 9/11. I want everybody to be safe today, be careful, hug your family a little tighter, and let's never forget.